American public schools are a nightmare. So in my previous video, I spoke about how I literally got physically assaulted by a 5-year-old. He slammed into me and nearly like made me fall to the ground. And my phone got damaged in the process because it just flipped out of my hands. I called the police. The police did nothing. They said no crime was committed. The mother of the child screamed at me in full force. Nobody screams at me in full force. Nobody. And I gotta tell you something, I'm the sort of person where if you're screaming in my face, I will punch you in your fucking face. If you lose an eye, if I break your teeth, if I break every bone in your body, deal with it, honey. Deal with it. It's called self-defense. You don't get to scream in my face and think that's okay. Does that make sense to you? Okay, cool. So American public schools are a nightmare because children are allowed to behave however they want, and they're allowed to torture whoever they please, and they just get away with it. America is the world leader in school shootings. You know why they're the world leader in school shootings? Because parents don't do their parenting. Parents either scream at their children if they do something wrong, or they scream at somebody else if they report their child and says, your child is an abusive bitch and monster. You get what I mean? Another thing, something that I absolutely despise in America is if you are 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, you can get away with literally maybe committing a crime. You can stab someone and get away with it, right? Everything has its limits, honey, okay? So I'm 33 years old. If I stab someone, I go to prison, right? So I think that rule should be applied to someone at 5 years old, 10 years old, and 15 years old, 20 years old. I don't care. That should be applicable. You can't kill someone and expect to get away with it. Does that make sense? If you physically assault someone, you cannot expect to get away with it. Does that make sense? So I don't understand why parents are backing up their children when they're physically assaulting someone. And it's like they're only 5 years old. I don't care if they're 5 years old. If you leave a child in a coma and you beat the crap out of them, like if the 5-year-old child beats up somebody, and I don't care whether it's an adult or a child. You can have fat ass children. You get what I mean? They can be tall children that are capable of beating up an adult. Okay? Let's make that clear as well. Then they should be held accountable fully for their actions. I think that the American public school system is a complete scam and it's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not going to put up with it. If you come at me and you physically assault me, I swear to God, I will beat the living shit out of you. I don't care if you're 5 years old. I don't care. And they say prison? No, if I lose an eye because of you, bitch, I don't care if I kill you. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And if you don't stop it in its infancy, then it will escalate into infinity. Does that make sense? Cool.